So we're going to start with Git class today. Okay. So first let's understand the situation, how we're going to install the Git and what are the various approaches for this. Okay. The first approach is we need to take one Linux server. This is a Linux server. Either it could be from cloud, like AWS, or it's on premisized environment. On premisized environment means that the Linux server that you are going to be host in your office environment itself. That means you are going to maintain the Linux server. If something goes wrong with the Linux server, you only need to take care of it. The second approach is either you can take from cloud, that is from AWS, or from Azure, or from Google. That means from a cloud vendor. Either take the server from a cloud vendor, or else you should maintain on your own. So take one Linux server and install Git server. Install Git server. Inside this, you will create a repository, the place where we are going to store your source code. Suppose if you are all working for an analytics application, that is analytics. This is the way we are going to set up. Who is the admin for this Linux server? Who is the admin for this Linux server? Who will be the admin? DevOps. DevOps engineers need to take care about this Linux. Either you take the server from a cloud vendor or else you maintain on your own premises. But DevOps engineer is the admin for this Linux server. DevOps engineer is the admin for the Git server. So once you did the installation of a Git server, once you created a repository, and once you created your project, after that what need to do? You will give access to the users whoever want to connect to this Git server. You will give the access to the people whoever want to connect to this particular Git server. Suppose developer 1, developer 2, developer 3. 3 developers are. So this guy developer 1, second developer, this guy developer 3 developers are there. Suppose developers joined in the company, immediately he will get a laptop, right? Most probably it will be a Windows operating system. So once he got the laptop, what he need to do is he need to install the Git client. Need to install the Git. This guy also need to install the Git client because they want to connect to the Git server. They want to upload the data. They want to download the data from the Git. So install Git server. Sorry, install Git client. Here also you need to install the Git client. Okay. You need to install the Git client. This guy also need to install the Git client. This guy also need to install the Git client. Once he install the Git client and once you give the access on the repository so that he can start uploading the data, downloading the data, then only he can do. Okay. But what are the various Git clients are available in the market? There are different flavors for Git clients also, like Git CMD, Git Bash, SourceTree, Eclipse, NetBeans. Like this, we do have so many different Git clients are available in the market. But which one need to be used by the developer or a DevOps engineer or somebody else who want to connect to the Git server? That depends on their requirements. Okay. Git GUI is also there. Git GUI. These are the Git clients are available in the market. Most probably, developers will use the Eclipse. Eclipse is an IDE to develop the source code of Java. Let us assume that I am writing some Java code. Suppose if I write down everything in the notepad, I may not get any suggestions. But if I use an IDE called Eclipse, it will correct me if I write some method or some function where I need to close properly. Am I missed anything? So that kind of suggestions is going to be given by the Eclipse IDE. In that Eclipse, you can have third-party plugin for Git so that he can do the operations of Git, like uploading the data into the Git server and downloading the data from the Git server. So most probably developers will use Eclipse. The same way, suppose DevOps engineer also want to connect to the Git server. Keep in mind that DevOps engineer can't directly go log in and then do the activities here. No. But what activities he can do? He can log into the server. He can, install a Git server, create a repository. That's all he can do. But if you want to do some kind of activity in the Git server, he also need to connect from his own laptop. Okay, DevOps engineer also need to connect from his own laptop. This guy is going to use Git GUI or Git CMD or Git Bash. Most probably we will use Git CMD in real time. Even I am a DevOps engineer. If I want to connect to the Git server, I will also use Git CMD in my laptop so that I can communicate with the Git. It is not something like, boss, we are the admin so that we will go and do activities here. No, we should not allow for that. Okay, you will do the only admin related activities you can do here. But if you want to upload the data, if you want to download the data, as a DevOps engineer also, there are some places where we need to upload the data, where we need to download the data. There are different scenarios. There are different requirements to do that. In that case also, as a DevOps engineer, in your laptop also, you need to install the Git client. But most probably DevOps engineers will install Git CMD. Okay, Git CMD. We will install the Git CMD in our laptop. From there, you will connect to the Git. But developers, they will install Eclipse. Eclipse and IDE, they will use to write down the Java code. There itself, they have a facility to include third-party plugin of a Git client, so that from the Eclipse itself, he can upload the data into the Git server. He can download the data from the Git server. Okay. There is no restriction which tool you want to connect. Best example, suppose if you want to connect to the Facebook from your laptop, which browser you will use, that depends on you, right? Microsoft Edge or Mozilla or Firefox or Safari. That purely depends on you, which client you want to use. But in real time, mostly developers will use Eclipse. In real time, mostly DevOps engineers will use Git CMD or Git Bash. Because Git CMD, it's more something like commands related activities. Even in interviews also they will ask the commands. How will you upload the data into the Git server? Which command you will use it? How will you download the code from the Git server? Which command will you use it? They will not ask like how will you upload by using graphical user interface. No, they will not ask. See here we have a Git GUI also. Even as a DevOps engineer, you can install Git GUI also to upload the data, to download the data. But in interview, they will not ask these questions. From the graphical user interface, how will you upload the data? No. But most probably they will ask the questions for commands. Which command you use to upload the data? Which command you use to download the data? Clear? So developers need to install Git client. DevOps engineers also need to install Git client in the laptops. But mostly developers will install Eclipse, but mostly DevOps engineers will use Git. So you are the admin for this Linux server. But here they install Eclipse. This guy also is going to install Eclipse. Now, see here you are maintaining and you are taking care of the Git server and in any one of the Linux server. Either it could be from cloud vendor or it could be from on-premises environment. But what Git is telling is that they are maintaining one server. This is called GitHub. They're maintaining one server that is called Git. Okay? and they are giving one URL to us that is called www.github. This is owned by the Git team itself, not owned by us. See, this entire thing was owned by Git team itself, not by DevOps team. Here in this scenario, you are taking one server and you are installing the Git server. But here, Git team itself, they are installing one GitHub, and inside it, they are giving the options to us to create the repositories by using the URL called www.github. Now, what they're telling is that, boss, instead of maintaining a Linux server in your on-premises environment or else from AWS, don't waste your time to take server. Don't waste your time to install the Git server. I already installed Git in my own server, and I am giving one URL to you. That is called www.github.com. You simply access this URL, create your own repository so that it will be created here, and do your operations. But in the back end, the server maintenance will take care by the Git team itself. In this scenario, you need to take care. In this scenario, Git team is maintaining the server maintenance. If something goes wrong, they will only take care. And they are giving one URL that is called www.github. So you can access this URL and you can sign up to that URL and you can create your own repository and you can start accessing the repository. Based on it, they will charge. That's They are simply eliminating the administration part on the Git server. That's Now the question is the companies which one is following, whether they are installing on their own or else are they are following in the GitHub. Both the ways the companies are following. Some companies they are only maintaining the Git server, like they are installing the Git and they are installing the repository, they are creating a repository and everything. Some companies they are going with github.com. They will give some access and they will ask you to sign up and then create repositories and start make use of it. Based on it, they will charge from you because they are maintaining the server. You don't have a headache of maintaining the server. Which one is a good approach? This one is a lighter one. Okay, first let me show you this one. Later I will come up to this one as well. How to take Linux server, how to install it. We'll take it later. First, let's go with this because they already maintain it. So what you need to do is you simply go to GitHub, sign up to the GitHub, create an account, and start create a repository and make use of it. That's all. And later on we'll come up to this second approach. For this, what should I do now? www.github.com. So go to github.com. See here, github.com. After that, here, here I already logged in with Chandu DevOps 007. In your case, you will get a sign up page. Let me sign out. So you will get now github.com. Sign out from all account. See, when you try to open this github.com, you will get like this. Okay, github.com. You can simply click on sign up on the right hand side. Okay, make sure at least 15 characters or at least 8 characters, including a number and lowercase. Already have an account, you can go for a sign. Otherwise, you can create your. Just wait a few minutes so that it is trying to get up your page. So that you can sign up and you can create an account. Any questions so far? Welcome to GitHub. Let's begin the adventure. See, welcome to GitHub. Let's begin the adventure. And you can provide your email ID and you can click on continue. So one link will come to your email box. You simply accept that and it will ask you to create a password. After that, you can come to here sign in and then use the credentials whatever you have used to create an account. Okay. Here Chandu DevOps is my account and this is my password and I'm clicking on sign. That means you are going with this approach. You simply accessed www.github and you created an account. That's all. After that, what should I do now? Simply click on this one. Come to here, click on what is this one? New repository. Click on repository. See, here they're asking to create your own repository. Keep in mind, you are trying to access GitHub and you are trying to create an account. But where exactly it will go and create? It will go and create here. But who owned by this one? Git team itself is owned by this one. Okay. So now, what is the repository name you want to create? Can you give me one project name? Anyone? Can you give me any project name? Can anyone?
DevOps training.
No, that not looks good actually because in real time we need one project. Because if you go for an interview, they ask like, oh, which project you worked on. So it should be real time. That's what I'm
Silicon.
asking. Silicon was already used, right? Here I have used Silicon. That's the reason it is coming up here. So I need one more project.
ITC.
Hmm? Can you tell me one project name? Anyone?
ITC. ITC.
Let's create with ITC. ITC 7. Come to here. From here we have two options. One is public or private. If you go with the private, they will charge because they will dedicate some space and everything. And if you mark it as a public, somebody else also can make use of this project. So when you go with the private, they will charge. By default, you can go with the public and then simply click on create. That's when you click on create repository, immediately what will happen is here it will create ITC. Okay, here it's created ITC folder in the GitHub. But this server was owned by the team itself, not by your company. After that, what we need? Come down here. They gave some of the instructions how to start from this. Okay. But before that, see once ITC was created inside the GitHub here, what should you do now? So you should not do any operations here from now on. Should not do anything here. So now I am a DevOps. This is my laptop. I am a DevOps. I want to connect to this project called ITC, which is there in the GitHub. So first, what should I do now? I need to install Git client. Okay. So I need to install Git client. What are the Git clients are available in the market? Here we have explained like Git GUI, Git CMD, Git Bash, Host, Eclipse. So let's go and install Git CMD. Okay. How to go for it? Git installation for Windows. Click on this one. Git downloads. Okay. Go with the second link. I will share this link if you require. I will share this link. Right. So once you come down here, simply click on Windows here. Okay. Now here see here. Oh, other Git for Windows downloads are portable. You can go with a standalone installation. And here you can go for a 64-bit Git for Windows. Simply click on this one. 64-bit. Okay. So now it's downloading 64-bit Git for you. Here you can see Git was is trying to install. After that, once you got this .exe in your laptop, simply click on next, 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 so that Git will be installed. But how to check whether it was installed? or else if required, I will share this URL directly to you. You can use this URL to download the Git. Okay. Once it was downloaded, you can simply click on this.exe file as next, so that Git will be installed in your laptop. After that, simply come up here, simply type Git here. You can see Git related things here. Git cmd, Git bash, Git GUI. See what we discussed now? Git GUI, Git cmd, Git bash. Right? These are the clients are going to be installed in your laptop. So how many clients are there in your laptop? Three. What are those? Git cmd, Git bash, and Git GUI. Which one you want to use? Let's go with the Git cmd. Let me make it big. This is Git cmd. This is a client I have installed because I am a DevOps engineer. I want to connect to the project that is called ITC. Okay. So now I want to create one folder. Let me go to one drive. Maybe let me go to F drive. Okay. So switch to F drive like this. Simply use F column, that's all. So that you can switch to F drive. Now here I want to clone the repository first. So go here, click on this ITC. Here you can see the one link here you can see HTTP something. So copy this. Go here, use clone on the UI. That's all. You should use this command first. Git clone on the URL. That means you are trying to download the code. So do you have any code as of now in ITC folder, in ITC repository? No, right? That's the reason you got a message called. You appear to have a cloned and empty repository. That's fine. Go to your drive. See, you got an ITC. See, what you are trying to do is from GitHub server, you downloaded ITC folder into your laptop. Okay, once you have an ITC folder, here let's create one file that is called login page.html, suppose. Okay, you created one login page.html in this. After that, what you need to do is where you are now in your folder in ITC. So switch to ITC. In this page, ITC. Now here I downloaded empty repository. I downloaded empty folder. After that, I created my Java code. After that, I created some code that is called login-based.html file. Now I want to upload this file to the GitHub. From my local laptop, I want to upload to the GitHub. How will I upload? What should I do? I want to upload
Git
the
add.
file. Yeah. First, you should add use one command that is called git add -. After that, git add
You need to commit it.
you need to commit it. Git commit -m. My first. Okay. So you are using some steps. Will come again to these steps like what is the purpose of it, why you are doing it will come up again. Okay. So git add -, all to add the files. Git commit. Now the file was committed. Now I want to upload this file to the GitHub. What is the command I should use now?
Git push.
The name itself it is indicating. What is this? Push. That means you are pushing the changes from your local laptop to the GitHub. So git push and then click on it. So now the files were uploaded into the GitHub. How to check? Go here.
Go with the GitHub.
Simply refresh the page. That's all. You're able to see login page.html here. And you're able to see login page.html. That's right. So, what are the commands you have used? Git add, git commit, git push. Three activities started. But in case of SVN, you require only two commands. SVN add, SVN commit. That's all. When you do a commit, directly the changes will go to the GitHub, like SVN repository. But in case of Git, we should use git add, git commit, git push. Three options are there. In case of SVN, only SVN add, only SVN commit. That's all. But here we have git push also. There is no push command in SVN. Only add, only commit. Now the question is why? Why Git has three commands to commit the files, to upload the files, but why SVN has only two? Keep in mind that question and we'll talk about that later. Okay. So git add, git commit, and git push. So now let's take some developer too. See, this guy is a developer too. Now he also want to download the code. What should you do now first? Out of this one, this guy want to download the code now. He joined in the company now, and he want to download the code from the GitHub. So first he need to install the Git client. Okay, he installed Git client also. He opened Git CMD also. Now he want to download the code. What is the command you should use to download the code from a GitHub?
Clone.
Clone. Git clone and the URL you require. How will you take the URL? Go here, click on here. Here you can see HTTPS something is there. So copy this. Come to here. Use the URL. So now the interview question is how to download the code from a GitHub. What is the command? Git clone and the URL. That's all. When he clone the URL, whatever the data is there in that particular folder, all the files will come to in his local machine. Go and check. In F, dev2 folder. See, he got ITC. So go inside ITC. cd space ITC. Okay, F drive, dev2 ITC. Let's go and check here. Inside what is there? Login page.html. Right? Whatever the content is there in the GitHub, the whole thing was downloaded. Now let's create one more file. Like info. I'm trying to put something. This is my first. Now you want to commit the files. Now you want to upload the files. What is the command? First command. What is the first command?
Git add
Yeah.
info.txt.
No, when you use hyphen all, it will try to add all the files which were modified or which was created.
Okay.
After that, what is the command? Git commit hyphen m. Added new file. This is just for meaningful message. That now the file was committed. After that, what is the command I should use to apply the changes in the central repository?
Git push.
Git push.
So now the files will go to the GitHub. Go and check here. Come here. Just refresh the page. That's all. Here you can see info.java, whatever the command you have used, added a new file, go inside. Here you can see the message also. This is my first. Clear? So now the question is how to download the code from GitHub. What is the command? Git clone and the URL.
Git clone. Yes.
How to upload the data from your local machine to GitHub? Git add hyphen all. That is the first command you should use. The second command is git commit hyphen a message. The third commit is git push. Okay. Is it clear or not? Do you guys have any questions so far? Any questions so far? Prashant, well, is it clear so far, or do you guys have any questions here? Geeta, Kumar, Ras,
Hello, hello.
yeah, Prashant.
Yeah, actually, I don't have any questions, but when we do first installation, there are some steps that you have to register. I'm not sure it's only on Mac or it's required in Windows also. Maybe you could, uh, so like the new ones that you have to put global username and password to register the Git to your PC, and then these
Yes.
following steps will occur. Maybe it's a good idea to show them also that one. I kind of feel like that's missing, so only that's all.
Okay. We are going with this approach. Anyway, we will come up this approach also. Like we will take one server from AWS and we will install Git also. We'll try to see this as well. But at this moment, we are going with this one because this GitHub installation is taken care by Git team itself. You are simply accessing the URL and you are creating repositories and you are start uploading the data to here. Any other questions, guys? Ras, Kumar, Geeta?
No.
Okay. What about you, Ras, Kumar?
Yeah, yeah, Chandu, if you want to delete the file, do we need to delete in the local server or in the GitHub?
See, if you want to delete a file, first you should delete in local server and you need to apply that change on the Git server. That is the reason you are using a git push command. Suppose if you want to delete a file, it is not something like you are an admin, so I will directly go and delete it here. It is not allowed actually. That is not a good practice also. Directly go and delete this login page here itself. So in that case, as a DevOps engineer, what you will do, even though you have an access on a GitHub, here it is also possible, but that is not recommended. Here also you can go and delete a file, but that is not, see here somewhere you have delete option also, but that is not a good practice to delete it. But how to delete a file? So in your case as a DevOps engineer, first clone the repository to your mission. When you clone a repository, you will get info.java and login page.html also. After that, what you will do is go here, simply delete this one. So now the file was deleted, but in where? In your local server, it was deleted. You want to apply the same change in the GitHub. When the change will apply from local server to Git server, when you apply Git push command, right? So what should I do now? The same procedure again. Git add hyphen all. Next, Git commit. These three steps you need to follow. Even when you add a file or modify a file, delete a file, you should follow these three commands. Deleted a file. When you add a file or modify a file or delete a file, do whatever you want in your local system. But if you want to apply that change on the server, you should follow these three commands: git add, git commit, and git push, so that the changes will apply on the Git server. Now let's go and check here. See here you have login page.net. Just refresh the page. Here you can see only info.java. We don't have login page.html. So first you need to delete it in your local server and then you need to apply those changes on the GitHub. But how? By using these three commands: git add, git commit, and then git push. These three we should use it. Clear?
Yeah, if we want to restore like in future purpose, how we can, will it will be saved in the backend or can we restore it?
Yeah. If you want to go with this, like if you want to see the history, let me show you somewhere you can see history. Yeah. Here what is there? Three commits are there. Click on it. See, you can see all the history, right? See, first You added one file login page.java. That's the reason this message is very much important. Whenever you commit a file or when you delete a file, whatever the message you are passing it here, this plays a crucial role actually to remember what is doing it here. See, my first file, added a new file and deleted it. Suppose if you want to go back to previous history, here you can see, added a new file. Do you have login page.html or not? Do you have login page.html or not?
Yes.
That means that is the purpose only you came to Git actually. If it is shared location, if you delete a file today, and if you want the same file after 10 days, you don't have a history. But in GitHub, you have a history. That is the purpose of the version control tool. That is the purpose of the source code management tool. It is maintaining everything. When you add a file, it will remember it. When you delete a file, it will remember it. But it will maintain the track also. It will maintain the history also. That is the advantage. That is the purpose only we came to. Okay. Suppose if you want to check this way, you don't need to come to GitHub also. Suppose in your local system, you have Eclipse. Even in Eclipse also you can see the history of a file. Like who created this file at what time, which data he modified for which purpose, everything he can look at. Everything in a graphical user interface, look at it. Even here also you can see Git history. Or else if you don't know command, you simply use help and you can see git log, show the commit logs. So use git log. Here you can see, right? Git log. What are the commits you did so far? This is the one commit you did for deleting your file. This is the one operation you did for adding your file. This is one operation you did for adding your file. This is the way you can see the history also. 3 times what the file was committed. Who? Chandu. At what time? This is the time. And what is the ID for it? This is the commit ID. For everything it is remembering it. For everything it is remembering it. When here also you can look at login page.java. You can see the history like this. See the commits on the same file. What are all the things are did? In the first commit, what did? You can go back to here. You can see only one file. What happened in the next commit? Click on. You can see 2 files are there. What happened in the third commit? You can click on this one. Only one file is the second file. That means you are in a position to see the history of repository. What's happening? Which files are deleting? From graphical interface you can see, or from command also you can see. What is the message you can use? Git log is the command to check the history of the file. There are different commands out there. In interview they can ask n number of questions here. That's the reason you should use this, like git space -. So far I already used some of the commands here. See, git to clone you already used, right? Clone a repository into new directory. That means into your local system. You already used this one. Git add already used. Git log you have used just now. Git commit we already used. And git push we already used. That means some of the commands are already covered. So you want to know all the commands. Then in interview, if they will ask like what is the use of this git show command? What is the use of git status command? What is the use of git mb command? What is the use of git fetch command? What is the use of git pull command? When we need to go for a pull command? When we need to use git push command? That way they can start ask the questions. Okay, but you should be more concentrated on the concept. What's happening? What is local system? What is central repository? These terminologies you should follow. Okay, central repository is nothing but a GitHub. Whenever you do a git push, then only the changes will go from your local machine to central repository. Central repository means that GitHub, everybody can download the data, everybody can upload the data into the GitHub in our office. That's the reason we are going to call it as GitHub as a central repository. Okay, don't get confused with the terminologies. These are the terminologies we are going to use in real time. Central repository or local repository. What is meant by local repository? When you download the code into your local system from GitHub. From GitHub, you are downloading the code into your local system. That I'm going to call it as a local repository. Central repository means that GitHub. Because from there only all people are trying to download the data, all people are trying to upload the data in there. That's the reason that I'm going to call it as central repository. These are the terminologies we are going to use in. Okay. Any more questions? Any more questions here? Well, do you have any questions?
No, no questions. Yeah, thank you.
But my suggestion is better create an account in GitHub, install Git in your laptop, and try to clone and try to perform the activities of git clone, git cmd, git bash, git log, git status. What is the purpose of the status command is that it will tell you where you are exactly. Let me show you something. Here, let's put some content here. This day. I updated a file. After that, come back to here and use git status. It is telling that on branch, you are on main branch. That's okay. Your branch is up to date with origin main. What is the meaning of this one? Your branch is up to date with origin main. Keep in mind, somewhere you looked at origin. That means that they are talking about the main branch, which is there in the GitHub. Okay. When you see origin, it means that they are talking about the branch which is there in the central repository, which is there in the GitHub. Your branch is up to date. Okay. Changes not staged for commit. When you use git add, the file will be staged, or we can call it as the file will be tracked. Two terminologies. One is stage or track. All are same names. When you use git add, the file will be staged. Now, when I use git commit, only the files which are staged, those files only committed. That facility is given by Git. But in SVR, no. When you use SVR add, it will try to add all the files. But here, have an option to commit the files which are required at this moment. Maybe you have 10 files, out of which 5 only you want to commit. 5 only you want to upload. Remaining 5 maybe you want to upload in the next sprint. In the coming sprint you want to upload, not at this moment. In that case, git add file name, git add file name. Only 5 files you can add it. And when you use git commit, only those 5 files will be committed. And the remaining 5 files, even though you modified, will not commit it. That is a facility you have. So it is telling you can use git add file name so that only those files will be committed. Suppose if you have 2 files and you added only 1 file here, and when you use git commit, only 1 file will be committed. Whenever you apply git commit option, at the time it will look what are the files are added by using git add. Only those files will be committed. Okay, it is telling use git add to update that will be committed. Okay, so git add. In case I have only 1 file, that's the reason I'm using -all because this is my habit to use -all every time. But in your case, maybe you can use the file name also. That is not an issue. Git add file name, git add file name also. Now, again use command called git status. Because you added a file and you went for a tea break. And you back to your seat. And you want to perform the activity. At the time you don't know whether you added a file or you committed a file or you were about to push a file. You are not sure. Better use git status. It will tell you. Your branch is up to date with origin branch. Changes to be committed. Now, you can use git commit. Yeah, message. Added. Now use git push. Launching. This is the now. Let us assume that the same file again you are trying to modify. Suppose I am trying to put like this. I am trying to commit the file. So first, what should I do now? Git add hyphen. Okay. Next, git commit. You added a file. That means you already staged a file. And now you realize that no, I want to put more data. You already behind one step, right? Because you added a file, commit, push. Out of three, only one step was done. That is git add hyphen. Now you realized I want to put some more data. What should I do now? I don't know what is the command to use now. Because I want to go back to previous state. How should I do? If you don't know command, use status. What is the message it is telling? To unstage. When you use git add, the file is already staged. The file is already tracked. But if you want to unstage it, what should you do? Git restore hyphen staged file name. So use the same thing. Restore hyphen staged and the file name. What is the file name? And again you back to here and then put the content. This one. Again use git status now. By using this command, you already unstage the file. Now again, you want to stage the file. You use git status. What is the message you got? You can use git add file so that the changes will be committed. That means again have an option to stage the file because you already unstaged by using git restore. In interview, they will ask this question. How to stage a file? Git add file. How to unstage a file? Git restore hyphen staged file. When you use git restore, the file will be unstaged. Do whatever you want. Do modify the file. Again, use git add because again you need to stage the file. And then commit a file. Git commit hyphen message. Added more data. Now you committed a file. Use git status. What it will do? Use git pull command to push the changes. So, go check. See your data came. At any time you can move the stages. At any time you can unstage. At any time you can stage it. There is one more scenario. Suppose you added a file by using git add. You committed a file by using git commit. At the time you realized again, because the file was incomplete, again you want to add more data. Is it possible to uncommit? You already committed a file and you are just about to push the changes to the git repository. At the time you realize, no, I want to put more data. What should I do now? You need to
Reset.
What is the command?
Git reset command.
So that you can back to your previous state and you can do whatever you want. Again, go with git add, git commit, and then git. Okay. At any time you can, go back and at any time you can move forward. Both the ways are available in GitHub. And here, if you look at something called main, branches main. What is the meaning of this main? What is branches? What is tags? That we are going to discuss in tomorrow's session. Any questions so far? Prashant, do you have any questions? Well, Raj?
Yeah, Chandu.
Yeah.
Instead of this is one file which you are uploading here.
Yeah.
We have 10 files which have been modified, but I want to add 5 files.
Git add file name, that's all.
And space we have to give.
Git add file name. Again, use git add file name, enter. Again, git add file name, enter. Again, git add file name.
Okay. And one more thing, we have 2-3 developers working on premises, and developer 2 and developer 3 have already committed some um, commit -m. But
Okay.
they want to undo the changes. But before that, I have done some, as a developer one, I have done commit, and I have pushed this git push. So everything will be pushed, or like the one which my local repository is there will be pushed.
Oh, let us assume that I downloaded the code, you also downloaded the code.
Yeah.
You modified some content, I also modified the content.
Yes.
I already uploaded, and you are about to upload the data. At the time when you use git push, what git server will tell that was somebody else already committed the files. First download those things and then upload the file. Understand? Because
Got it.
when you commit a file, when you push a file, at the time, whatever the data is there in the central repository, that data you should have it. Then only they will allow you to push the changes. Otherwise, if they allow you, that means that they are trying to override my changes, right? So that's the reason they will not allow you like that. When you are pushing the changes, at that time, it will check is in between this time, is somebody else already uploaded the data or not? If yes, then they will ask you to download it first. They will reject when you use git push. They will give a warning message to you. State that, boss, somebody already committed some new changes. First download those changes and then only commit the file.
Thank
So at the time when you want to update your repository, because you want to download the latest changes, then use git pull command at the time, so that whatever the latest commits are there, those will come to in your local system, and then you can perform your git push operation. Any more questions, guys? Prashant, well, Vinita, do you have any questions? Vinita, Kumar,
No, Chandu.
yeah. Please try to create an account and try to do operations. And Raj, you asked the question, right? The same thing you can do one thing in your local server itself. You can create two folders. One is in E drive, one is in F drive. In E drive, you create a folder called DAO1. In F drive, you create a folder called DAO2, and try all the scenarios so that you will get more information.
Sure. Sure. Thank you.
Please do the practice. From today onwards, the load is going to be increased. Tomorrow, we are going to discuss about the branches and the tags. Simply, the load is going to be increased. So today is the opportunity to create an account and do the practice. Thank you, guys. See you in tomorrow's session.